Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's client catch-up. I'm being joined today by Dan Keogh. Mate, welcome to the call.
Happy to be here, mate.
So, mate, for those of you who don't know you, maybe just tell us a bit about yourself, your role and the work that you do.
Yeah, mate. So, Managing Director of RMA Soils and Geotech. We are a sister company to RMA Engineers, primarily based out of Toowoomba, Queensland. Servicing all things soil testing, geotech, southeast Queensland through to sort of the Bundaberg region, and even down south to sort of northern New South Wales is our footprint. We have a NADA accredited lab testing facility as well, which forms up a good sort of 50-60% of what we do. And also my business partner is a RPEQ geotech engineer, which puts us in a bit of a unique space with locally, definitely. So we work primarily for land development, for like residential land, civil contractors, and we're actively working on tapping into the local government sectors at the moment, mate. So
yeah, beautiful, mate. What a journey. And so obviously you and I have been working together in my 12-week coaching program, but sort of cast your mind back to sort of before we started working together. I guess for you, like what wasn't working in your role and what were your main frustrations before you joined the program?
It's a combination of, I guess, like the journey we've been on to now. It still is, and it wasn't. It still is probably the resourcing side of things. So still working through just the lean, running a lean team, and the challenges obviously of a small business. With we've got sort of less than 10 employees thereabouts, and spread across that wide area. So like the challenges for myself, are just the people resourcing at the moment, and just working through the ins and outs of I guess attracting people to the business, and also retention, all that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's still very much a work in progress, but I'd say it's definitely on the positive side, or more informed now as a leader. So yeah,
good, mate. And I guess, like, if you think through the program and the work we've done so far, like what kind of training frameworks and training topics have you enjoyed the most?
So thinking back, mate, for the program to date, look, the 5 pillars of change was good. Those 5 key areas, and probably the concept of the high dollar productive activity. I've brought that into our team, and I talk about that regularly on just in our ops meetings and things like that on a Monday. It's what is your high dollar productive activity, and is that stuff that you should be doing? And obviously it is, if that's truly what your most valuable exercise for your day is, or is it something that someone else can be doing? And just for myself personally, just like what's the next right thing that I should be doing, and trying to, like I said before, just slow down, slow the roll some weeks, just to take stock of what we got on, what's next, and try and make that right decision. So just those few concepts, mate, have been I guess top of mind for me.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Brings a smile on my face that you're sort of you're bringing stuff that you're learning in the program into your weekly team meetings and that sort of stuff, and sort of spreading those training concepts throughout the business. It's awesome.
Yeah, and just like me just explaining what I do in my role to our trainees, like our technical officers that we're putting through the lab training, for example. That my role as managing director is, I add value by doing these strategic items, and all this sort of stuff. So that's even though it's not billable work, it's working, working on the business as well as in it. It's important to sort of bounce between those two spaces, I guess.
Yeah, mate, so good. And I guess what have been the outcomes and the biggest wins from working together that you're most excited by?
I think the overall identifying the concept of the generalist versus the niche work, and thinking about it in that sense more so, and even making the active decision to do less of the generalist work, but first identify what is generalist work for us, as a business, and what's our niche work, and really sort of talk that through as a management group, and then go, okay, well, if we're doing less of this, we can do more of this type thing. And then like we've had, other chats about this particular thing in the past, but I think that's helped. And it's sort of in practice, we said no to a certain opportunity, generalist work, and then right around the corner the next week was a cracking niche work opportunity that we then had capacity for. We were like, oh, well, lucky we didn't take on this other thing, because we've now got something that's probably 5 times more profitable. So yeah, that's, for me, that's been the biggest overall win. And
Mate, unreal. So good. And I guess for you personally, like, what impact has the program had for you so far?
It's good to talk through the issues and see the overall framework brought together, in the sequence of that we've been through. And yeah, like I said, probably just those last few concepts that we've just gone through has the biggest impact on myself. Personally, just thinking about it, whether I feel I've heard of these concepts before, like through reading some of the business books, but it's just in practice, I think. So going through it, talking through it in practice has been definitely of value for me.
Yeah, good, mate. And then the implementation piece on the back end, and then working out what works for you and what doesn't, and then throwing out what doesn't work, and then keeping what does.
Yeah, it's sort of, there's just a lot of, as you know, in small business, there's a lot of pivoting and things you need to do just to get by. It's very much a work in progress, but it helps to think strategically, I think, around these different pieces. And it's important to slow down and to just think it through.
Yep. And mate, on to sort of new clients and BD, like, have you secured any new clients, won any projects, or increased your revenue that you're kind of excited about and want to share?
So just touching on that generalist versus niche thing, that opportunity, I can talk to that. So we effectively turned down, or we stuck to our guns on a whole heap of individual lot site classification projects that was sort of put to us in the open market, and we said no, we can't meet that price. Our price is this. Even though there was a lot of volume there, it's still low profit or low margin work. So we said no to that. And then right around the corner there was opportunity to work for one of the local councils. With all the rain and everything we've had recently, there's a heap of landslip sites around the place, and that's one of the things we want to be known for as a business and a bit of a specialist in. So having that, not let's say redundancy, but sort of not taking on that other opportunity, freed us up for when this, and this other opportunity also was urgent, given the timing issue of fixing some of these areas that have slipped down the hill. So that for us was and we've just been signed up for that yesterday, like late last week for there's 4 individual landslip sites, and that as a boosting the revenue for the next 2 months is going to be huge. Like, so we're pretty much the next 2 months, like, it'll boost our revenue by 30-35% on what our month would have otherwise have been. So it's sort of like an opportunity-based project that we've jumped on, converted the opportunity, and now is going to come through to fruition with hopefully some cracking profitability, and it'll be all done and dusted in probably 3 or 4 weeks. Whereas the other stuff, the generalist work, it tends to drag for months because it's a bit of a slow burn, that stuff. It takes a long time to get through all the sites. It takes a long time to produce the many reports. Like that as an example, I think has been, probably the biggest win we've had. And it is also exposure to a council we haven't done a lot with in the past. So it'd be a good opportunity to sort of show them what we can do, along with a couple of external engineering clients who we're also, our work is, we're exposed to them as well. So in that circle, hopefully that sticks, and we can sort of become known for that in that space, definitely. So that's, I hope that makes sense and wasn't
It does, mate. That's awesome.
overly rambly, but yeah.
Brings a smile to my face, mate. Well done and congrats. Onto like your levels of confidence. Like what areas or areas do you feel like your confidence levels have increased the most?
Hard to sort of put a finger on that particular one, but just generally week on week, the more I think the more you talk about these concepts or these ideas, at least for myself anyway, the more the confidence in yourself improves, and you go, yep, I'm making this decision because of this, this idea, this concept, and I want to align myself with that. So it's just the more informed you are, the more confident you feel, I guess. So I couldn't put a finger on any one particular area, but that's sort of where I'm at with that one, mate.
Yeah, nice one. And if you sort of cast your mind back over the course of the program and the work we've done together to date, like who do you think the program's most suited to?
Yeah, okay. I'd say probably engineers or technical staff, managers, anyone looking to sort of transition from that technical mindset or the technical way of thinking operationally, and then learn how to convert to what you call the business owner mindset or the entrepreneurial mindset, with the main thing being less working in the business, working on the business instead type thing. So as soon as I think the program is I'd say definitely suited to anyone looking to make that shift, or even because a lot of what we do, it has to be operational, has to be technical, but then you have to actively, I guess flip the switch on certain days or whatever it is in a week to go, okay, well, I've got to work on the business now because I need to progress whatever it is, might be recruitment, might be sales, might be BD. And obviously in the program, mate, we cover a lot of that. I'll have the opportunity to sort of pick and choose which focus area you want to go through. So I'd say if you haven't been exposed to these sort of concepts, it's definitely a good introduction, and to sort of just tap on things like delegation and like the next right thing and all of that sort of stuff. So I think it's definitely has value, mate. Yeah.
Unreal, mate. And last question, would you recommend this program to others thinking of joining?
Yeah, certainly, mate. Obviously for the right person, for the people looking to continually develop their skill sets as leaders and managers, certainly would. Yeah, something to sink your teeth into.
Yeah, unreal, mate. Thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure working with you in the program. Thanks for your ongoing contribution to sharing and learning with everyone who's in the program, and mate, looking forward to continuing the journey.
Yeah, sure thing, mate.
Thanks, Dan. Unreal.